Yes, I'm here to get into a character analysis of The Shining, which was directed by Stanley Kubrick, released in the year 1980. And this stars Jack Nicholson, who just displays a combination of just a lot of like demons that seem to kind of pre-exist in him, and also kind of just has a supernatural influence in general, like drawn from the Overlook Hotel. And it seems like Nicholson just accepts coping with something of an inner rage, as he has a history of alcoholism. He has a real violent temper, and he's known has been charted as abusive before, which makes him very sensitive to the hotels, Overlook Hotel's looming evil. Just seems like Nicholson has an intensely menacing demeanor right from the start, and then this just Nicholson so strangely depicts just a descent just really far into madness, which strikes a balance of just terrifying and tragic. And Shelley Duvall's a really complex kind of character who deals with just a lot of abuse and trauma from this whole scenario. This is an extremely intense depiction of fear, and she's ultimately like a survivor out to protect Danny Lloyd from the cycles of violence in this whole scenario. And that's kind of the subtle glimpse of hope that is offered in this whole project. It's like the fact that her and Lloyd escape all this just kind of ends up being that meaning that they might have broken a cycle of violence, and this just kind of breaks. It seems like this is a really complex portrayal of just the character of Breaking Bad in face of just literally just Nicholson going crazy, Nicholson's declining mental state. It's just a very raw and authentic sort of display of such a life-threatening scenario. And Danny Lloyd, a character who has a telepathic ability, and he has an imaginary friend as well. The process, all the looming horror of the Overlook Hotel, and all this portrayal is just a wonderful blend of kind of conveying us something of a childhood innocence and then encountering something overwhelmingly terrifying around all of that. Then you have Scatman Crothers, who's kind of like a mentor father figure to Lloyd, as he's the one he's the character who ultimately can help and understand Lloyd on such a telepathic level, which makes it all the more tragic when you see that this character ends up just not really being able to serve anything towards anything as he kid falls right in the tragedy in face of Nicholson's madness. I also just really enjoyed Barry Nelson, who's like the manager, the original manager of the Overlook Hotel. Interviews with Nicholson in the opening scene. You have like Philip Stone. He's just this butler who claims to previously owned the hotel, and they get this crazy conversation in the bathroom. Joe Turkel's a great bartender character. This all just holds up as mesmerizing.